Welcome to The Truth is AI, your definitive source for unraveling the complex forces shaping our world. Today, we embark on an analytical journey into one of the most contentious arenas of modern geopolitics, global energy. It is a battlefield where the dominance of oil and gas is being challenged by the rise of renewable energy, a pivotal sector that intertwines economic stability, environmental sustainability, and strategic influence. Here, technology and policy converge to forge paths that are redefining global power structures. Together, let us examine these crucial dynamics, reveal overlooked insights, and envision what the future holds for the energy landscape. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the discussion in the comments. Despite an accelerating global push for decarbonization, oil and natural gas continue to serve as the backbone of the world's energy consumption. The International Energy Agency, IEA, projects a 15% surge in global demand for natural gas over the next decade, driven largely by economic recovery from recent global crises and nations' unyielding focus on energy security. Historically labeled a bridge fuel, natural gas is no longer merely a temporary fix. Instead, it has become critical for stabilizing energy grids, complementing renewable sources such as wind and solar, which remain intermittent and weather-dependent. The geopolitical significance of natural gas has compounded in 2025, elevating it to a centerpiece of international strategy. Europe, still grappling with the lasting effects of diminished Russian energy supplies following the Ukraine invasion, is steadily increasing its reliance on U.S.-produced liquefied natural gas, LNG. The U.S., now a dominant force in LNG exports, is solidifying its position as a key energy supplier to its European allies. With exports exceeding 15 billion cubic feet daily, Washington's role highlights how energy can simultaneously strengthen alliances and isolate adversaries. However, this reliance is fraught with uncertainty. Major supply routes and reservoirs in geopolitically sensitive regions such as the Gulf of Mexico and the Middle East are particularly vulnerable to instability. Iran's provocative maneuvers in the Strait of Hormuz and the fragile partnership between Saudi Arabia and the United States underscore the precarious nature of energy reliance in volatile regions. Disruptions could swiftly destabilize global markets, posing risks not only to individual economies, but also to broader geopolitical alliances. This reality amplifies the urgency for nations to adopt an increasingly diverse energy strategy that incorporates both traditional resources and emerging alternatives. The transition toward renewable energy is no longer simply an aspirational goal. It has become an economic necessity and a strategic battleground. The United States has taken bold steps in this direction through extensive legislative measures like the Inflation Reduction Act, which allocates an unprecedented $369 billion for clean energy initiatives. This funding supports the domestic production of electric vehicles, battery storage systems, and solar panels, aiming to reduce reliance on foreign supply chains. Meanwhile, China's dominance in renewable energy innovation and production gives it an undeniable edge. As the world leader in solar and wind energy technologies, China also controls vast portions of the rare earth mineral supply chain, essential for manufacturing green energy equipment. This strategic positioning bolsters Beijing's influence in the green energy race, raising questions of dependency among competing nations. Yet, this global pivot toward green energy is not without contention. Developing nations, particularly those in the global south such as India and Brazil, have called for what they term a just transition. They argue that wealthy, industrialized nations, historically the largest contributors to carbon emissions, should shoulder the financial burden of transitioning to cleaner energy technologies. Calls for increased technology sharing and financial aid have underscored the energy transition's widening gap between developed and developing economies. This divide is a stark reminder that global energy ambitions are not universally aligned. Practical constraints in many developing nations, including inadequate infrastructure and limited access to cutting-edge technologies, mean that a one-size-fits-all energy transition is neither realistic nor achievable without significant international collaboration. The shift to renewables also faces substantial logistical and technological challenges. Supply chain disruptions, exacerbated by recent pandemics and geopolitical tensions, have increased raw material costs, adding delays and financial burdens to renewable energy projects. For renewables like wind and solar to stabilize national energy grids, investments in energy storage systems and grid modernization must scale rapidly. Yet such critical infrastructure developments continue to lag behind the urgent pace demanded by climate goals. Coupled with these logistical hurdles is the intermittency of renewable energy. Wind and solar power generation fluctuate depending on weather conditions, creating reliability concerns without sufficient energy storage and diverse grid inputs. Overcoming these challenges requires not only vast resources, but also political will and global cooperation. As the energy landscape shifts, geopolitical power dynamics are being redefined. Traditional energy superpowers such as Saudi Arabia and Russia are proactively diversifying their economic portfolios. While they maintain their influence as oil exporters, they are also investing heavily in renewable energy projects to adapt to the changing market. Russia's recent attempts to bypass Western markets signal a pivot towards strengthening its ties with China, increasingly aligning energy flows towards Asia. This deepened Russia-China alliance symbolizes an ongoing reorientation of energy trade, further fragmenting the traditional energy order. Meanwhile, the OPEC+ bloc continues to manipulate oil prices, balancing economic pressures with strategic political objectives. Emerging alliances like BRICS, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, also present alternative frameworks for international energy relations. Advocating for a multipolar energy order, these nations leverage resource sovereignty and economic independence as counterweights to Western institutions, such as NATO and the International Monetary Fund. The intersection of climate policy and geopolitics has emerged as a critical zone of contention. A bold policy such as the European Union's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, CBAM, illustrates the increasing overlap between climate initiatives and international trade. By taxing imports based on their carbon emissions, the EU aims to level the playing field for its domestic green industries while deterring high-emission production abroad. However, critics question the ethics and economic implications of such measures. Could carbon border taxes marginalize developing nations, deepening global inequalities? As climate diplomacy takes center stage, such debates underscore the tension between environmental goals and equitable international relations. Technological innovation is revolutionizing the energy sector at an unprecedented pace. Artificial intelligence is being deployed to optimize energy grids, forecast future demand, and streamline production processes. These advancements are improving efficiency and reducing costs in both renewable and traditional energy systems. Simultaneously, carbon capture and storage (CCS) technologies are emerging as potential lifelines for decarbonizing major industries without the need for complete infrastructure overhauls. By capturing emissions directly at the source, CCS offers a pragmatic approach to tackling large-scale industrial emissions. However, these innovations come with strategic trade-offs. AI systems controlling energy grids are vulnerable to cyber attacks, exposing nations to significant security risks. In today's geopolitical and environmental climate, energy security depends on three main pillars: diversification, decarbonization, and decentralization. To mitigate risks tied to over-reliance on specific energy types or sources, nations are adopting diversified energy portfolios that include nuclear power, hydrogen, biofuels, and renewables. These alternatives not only enhance security, but also accelerate decarbonization efforts. Simultaneously, decentralization strategies, such as the implementation of microgrids and local solar installations, are empowering communities to produce their own energy. Decentralized systems reduce dependence on national energy grids and bolster resilience against climate-related disruptions. However, achieving equitable access remains essential to preventing disadvantaged regions from being left behind in this energy evolution. The evolving dynamics in the energy sector present extraordinary challenges, but also unprecedented opportunities. Traditional energy powerhouses, emerging green superpowers, evolving alliances, and fierce technological competition are collectively redrawing the global energy map. Success in navigating this complex landscape will require nations to balance ambition with collaboration, ensuring that neither geopolitics nor economic inequality obstructs progress toward a sustainable future. Thank you for joining us on The Truth is AI. Today's exploration of the global energy battleground underscores the intricate interplay between technology, policy, and politics in defining our shared future. What are your thoughts on this rapidly transforming global energy sector? Share your insights below. If you found this deep dive compelling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Together, we'll continue to explore the hidden truths shaping our world. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep questioning. The truth is out there, and together, we will find it.